that our flag was...
Remember her?
Is it true that I am the fourth woman deserving of this award? I don't think so.
United States women's soccer star Megan Rapinoe.
Such a nasty woman.
I stand by the comments that I made about not wanting to go to the White House.
Such a nasty woman.
Her feud with the 45th president.
Megan Rapinoe has basically been, since 2016, doing the Colin Kaepernick route and getting famous off the radical left social justice stuff.
These ladies are playing for our country. They wear USA on their uniforms every day, and they're representing all of us. No matter who's in office, even if you disagree with them, shouldn't you still support your country?
And even blowhards like Fox News.
It wasn't really a question of, is this the right thing to do? Should I do this? It very quickly became, why am I not?
She knelt for the right reasons.
This country stands for freedom, liberty, justice for all. And it's not happening for all right now.
She agreed wholeheartedly with Colin Kaepernick's message.
Seeing what Colin went through the first time, and seeing even Eric Reed and Jeremy Lane and what was said about them and the way that it was said about them, and not talking about the issues that they wanted to talk about, that felt wrong to me.
And simply wanted to support him.
But let's not make any mistake. If she were a very good soccer player and she were not a very outspoken lesbian, she would be getting fewer contracts.
Even if conservative media viciously and relentlessly put her down. Megan Rapinoe has called herself a walking protest. A woman who comes from a military family. She knows firsthand what serving means and hates the hijacking by the right when the anthem is played. And now, via The Guardian, she reflects. Of all the unarmed people killed by police in 2016, 34% were black men, who make up 6% of the population. How could any reasonable person believe Colin and other protesters didn't have a point? Noting she still remains befuddled at those who don't see the protests for what they are. A humanitarian crisis in this country. Rapinoe then pens that when she knelt for the first time in an NWSL match against Chicago.
U.S. women's soccer star Megan Rapinoe decided to take the knee and also show her support, I guess, with Colin Kaepernick.
And then again in Maryland, the furor was instantaneous and huge. White people were mad. Whoo, were they mad? Conservative commentators in the media immediately started shouting and yelling that kneeling during the anthem disrespected the military.
They have to respect our flag, and they have to respect our country.
Which has become the prototypical rallying cry for the right wing. Here's where Rapinoe absolutely goes in. You want to talk about the military? Military members die every year because they don't have access to healthcare, and the government doesn't adequately fund them. In 2015, it was revealed that hundreds of thousands of veterans had died before their applications to the VA for care were even processed, and racial discrimination has always pervaded veterans' programs. The president, who received a doctor's note from his rich dad, a quid pro quo so the doctor would get some apartments from his dad, where he learned the art of that quid pro quo, did not serve in Vietnam, and was also later fined a couple $1 million for stealing, allegedly, from veterans through a charity. Rapinoe continues, writing at the time when the Washington Spirit and their owner Bill Lynch ordered the Star Spangled Banner to be played while the teams were in the locker room. Lynch's team said, rather than subject our fans and friends to the disrespect we feel, such an act would represent, clearly going after Megan Rapinoe. So she said, when I'd campaigned for LGBTQ rights or pay equity, I'd always been warmly received. I knew racism was different. Just look at what happened to the players in the WNBA. After staging their t-shirt protest in July, had been fined, individually and as a team, by the league, it was only after a public outcry that the fines were suspended.
I'm a lifelong conservative, pro-Second Amendment, pro-Trump, pro-military, and pro-wall.
Still, inside trader and never won an election Senator Kelly Loeffler despised her predominantly black workforce for expressing their First Amendment rights. Rapinoe then writes, as Tina Charles, one of the best basketball players in the world, pointed out, wearing breast cancer ribbons to raise awareness was fine. Raising awareness of racism in a league in which 70% of the players were black was not.